Thank you, everyone, for coming back from the break. And I'm sure, like I am, you're very excited to hear what we have next. Earlier this morning, we learned about some very interesting information about what's relevant to businesses in terms of needing to find out the needs of the business, having data, being able to measure that data, what might be the return on investment, and then also talking from perspectives of very large businesses, but also smaller and medium-sized businesses in terms of what needs are there, what opportunities are there, and why this may be relevant to address obesity solution or have obesity solutions for these businesses. So I'm delighted to briefly introduce our panel for the second panel today. I'm Monica Baskin. I'm the moderator here for this session, and I'm representing the University of Alabama at Birmingham in the School of Medicine. And I am delighted to introduce our first panelist today that's going to speak with you is David Zuckerman, who's the Manager for Healthcare Engagement for the Democracy Collaborative's Anchor Institution Initiative, and he works focusing on inclusive and equitable economic development strategies that build wealth in low-income communities, particularly paying attention to how hospitals and health systems can deploy the business side of their institutions to support community health improvement and strengthening their local communities. He will be followed by Elizabeth Sobel-Blum, who is the Senior Community Development Advisor at the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas, and she also leads the Dallas Fed's work in healthy communities to help advance discussions about creating and supporting healthy opportunities for all so that healthy becomes the norm. Then we will hear from Ron Gifford, who is the CEO of Jump In for Healthy Kids, a community-wide effort to reduce childhood obesity by ensuring that children and their families have real opportunities to make healthy choices in healthy environments. Then we will hear from Atif Bostic, who is Executive Director of Uplift Solutions, a national nonprofit organization that supports food businesses, government, and nonprofits to create sustainable environments for underserved communities. And then lastly, we will hear from Paul Backus, who is the President of Nestle Corporation Affairs, representing all of Nestle's $25 billion in U.S. sales and 50,000 U.S. employees. He leads the Washington, D.C. office, and he works with leaders that affect legislation, regulation, and public opinion. He also is the co-chair for our Roundtable on Obesity Solutions, CEO Innovation Collaborative. So join me in welcoming our panelists, and we will hear from each of them sort of more of a speed dating kind of a presentation, very briefly, and then that will be followed also by a discussion as in earlier today. So David.